So these are legit questions from moms who are facing issues with feeding their children.
2-year-old wants to roam around and eat. Takes 1 hour to finish her meals. What to do? Forget about an intake. Forget about the bagalwali auntie telling you that he needs to eat a bowl of khichdi. Don't replace milk because of solids.
आधे पेरेंट्स का प्रॉब्लम ही ये होता है कि मेरा बच्चा कुछ खाता ही नहीं है.
Even though I know it is wrong, I will still do it. If you will not put your shoes over there, no TV for you.
Did you always want to be a content creator?
I never wanted to be a content creator.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Conscious Indian Mama Pod. I'm your host Gunjan. Today's episode is brought to you by one leftover paratha, a toddler who thinks rice belongs on the floor, and a mom who's still figuring it out. That's why we're so lucky to have Riddhi with us today. Welcome, Riddhi.
Thank you so much for calling me here.
Thank you for being here. So, Riddhi is a mom to an almost 5-year-old. She is a baby-led weaning expert, a solid start expert. She is a child nutritionist and a behavior coach.
Yes.
Wow, Riddhi, that's a long list for one person.
Yes. Yeah. It is. And I'm really happy to be whoever I am right now.
We're lucky to have you here, you know.
Thanks.
So, I want to start before you were all of these things that I mentioned, you know. Who was Riddhi before motherhood happened or before baby-led weaning India happened?
So I was it might come as a shock to many of you. I was a UI developer and I was in tech for almost 12 years. I passed out from Pune and I joined a startup in Bangalore. And, just one thing led to another. I worked for 3-4 MNC. So it just happened. I was a UI developer. Then I went into web developing properly, then mobile development. I have been a technical person all my life before I became a mother. In fact, even when I became a mom, I was still continuing my job.
Okay.
And and outside my profession, I used to travel a lot. Like, I think before I gave birth to Advait, I think every 3 months we would travel.
Wow.
But, things do change when you become a parent.
Yes.
Everything is around your child. You would also, even in the past, you would have found me, just chilling and watching Netflix from morning to evening and not really worrying about what is for lunch, what is for dinner. But no, yeah, things have changed much right now, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. So I want to know, how did content creation happen for you? Did that just happen or was that planned? Did you always want to be a content creator? How did that happen?
I never wanted to be a content creator. This wasn't planned. What I made today, the brand, the company, the community I have, it was never planned. It was very ad hoc, very organic. In simple terms, when Advait was starting Solids, I just wanted to document it somewhere. I wanted to capture those memories, keep it for me. So what I thought was, and show it to him when he grows up.
Yeah.
So I wanted to create a Gmail account for him. And I created even one, but I used minor because he was a minor.
Yeah.
And turns out, when you create a Gmail account for a minor, you have to upload a PAN card or if you are an adult or the guardian. I'm not getting into all of this. I would rather create an Instagram account then.
Okay.
And that is how I created my Instagram account. And I just started posting pictures. I very clearly remember I just started posting pictures, posts, and just 2 months later, the concept of Reels came in. And I was like, who's going to go on Reels, yaar? I'll just put posts. And for a really long time, I didn't even post Reels.
Wow.
Because I just believe that these are memories for me and for my son. Turns out, when I started posting all of it, I reached a decent amount of community within 3 months. And there was a major gap in what was known to parents and what better they can do. And that is when I started getting questions about it. How are you doing this? Or how is a 6 months old eating a full banana like this and you're not mashing it anymore? So, as I said, it was very organic, very natural. It just thanks to Gmail for keeping so many checkpoints that I ended up with Instagram. But yes, this is how it all happened.
So, okay, let's talk about something fun. If you had to pick a TV character or a movie character who would totally represent you as a mom, who would it be?
now after becoming a mom, I think I love routines. I mean, I cannot function if there is no routine.
Yeah.
I just get I think my days out of control and I can't do anything. I get obsessed with that things have to be done. Routinely, not with perfection. It's okay if it is not perfection, but it needs to be done. Like the sequence of events need to be done. I think I would relate myself a bit to. Have you seen this web series called Breathe? Nitya Menon is in the web series.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen
You
it.
should see it. So she a little bit to her, and when it comes a little bit to her in terms of the attitude towards your child,
Okay.
and about the overall personality, maybe a bit of Monica Geller, who's just little obsessed with,
Friends.
who's just routine part. I'm not obsessed with anything else. Just a routine.
Everything has to go as planned.
Sequence of
Sequence of
events.
events. Yes. Okay. So can you think of one example or one incident where you thought that, oh my God, this is totally her?
Yes. Multiple. When the naps are missed.
Oh.
Oh, I know it is his nap time, but people are like, okay, I'll play with him. No. Let him take him to the room. When I know that this is his dinner time and we are still in a temple, standing in a line, often this has happened. And I have also heard my own parents telling me, it's okay, no, let it be. He'll learn. That's okay, he will learn. I am taking a little more time to learn.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I totally agree. Routines play a very important role in your child's
Absolutely.
overall well-being, right? So, can we talk a little bit about how routine plays an important role when it comes to meals, right? What happens if a child doesn't have a proper meal routine, or what are the consequences of that?
So, children like predictability, be it babies or be it toddlers. You might hear, especially a toddler who is, still learning to talk, 2.5 years. If you'll tell them, okay, now we'll do this, then we will do that, then we will do this. And after you are done telling them, they might still ask you, uske baad kya hoga, mama? Right? That's because they like predictability. They like to know what happens till the time their day ends. In fact, morning mein utke kya karna hai? That also they would like to know. So when things are predictable, they are more aligned. Right? Because throughout the day, their brain processes a lot. Any information they receive, which is why they need naps in the day, so that they have that downtime which is needed. So what a routine does in a child's day is help them build the rhythm of the day. When it comes to meals, if the child knows, the routine does not have to be something strict. Say, for example, it doesn't have to be that your breakfast starts always at 9 o'clock. That's not the right approach. Your breakfast needs to start once the child has woken up, is a little, is chilling now a bit, playful, and then you start. It could be 9:30 some days, it could be 9:45, it could be 9:15, based on their wake windows or the time he has woken up. Then after breakfast, the child knows that there's snack time. So, 15-20 minute ऊपर नीचे is fine as long as the sequence of the day is something the child is aware of. And if you will know, once you do that, you will see that your child is actually responding to meals better.
Okay.
Because A, they are well rested, B, the day is more predictable, and C, you are prepared. You know that if this meal has failed, I have another meal which will help him eat more or eat better.
Yeah, true. Makes sense. So I think a lot of parents have this confusion when they're especially starting solids कि कितना खाना देना चाहिए या कितनी बार खाना देना चाहिए, right? How do you sort of fit that into a routine of a 6-month-old who basically doesn't really have a routine till then? Maybe there's a nap routine, but there's no solids routine at 6 months, right? So how do you sort of start building that routine at 6 months?
So routines can be built from as early as 3 weeks. When the child is which is why we know the wake windows of the child. So at that age, we build routine based on the wake windows.
Right.
How long the child is awake. Once they reach 6 months and we know that we have to add a solid meal, you figure out the time of the day when the child is most active.
Okay.
Normally, say the first nap of the day is usually, the wake window is the smallest for most kids.
Yeah.
So if your 6 months old wakes up at 7, sleeps by 8:30, I would keep the breakfast after the nap first. First nap I would keep. You also have to see the gap between last milk they had and now the food they will have, because for a 6 months old there's no concept of solids.
Yeah.
They're still highly dependent on milk. Solids is like, I always tell parents, it's like introduction to solids. You are telling your child, hello child, this is food. Hello food, this is child. Introducing. Now when you're introducing it, children don't pounce on it.
Yeah.
Some do. Some may like to grab it quickly, will take it to the mouth, but that does not mean that they have to eat the entire food which is given in front of them. So if you time the meal better, there are higher chances of your child being happy around the food. And that is what is the most thing when it comes to a child who's starting solids. Forget about an intake. Forget about the bagalwali auntie telling you that he needs to eat a bowl of khichdi. That's not the right thing to do. That's not the right advice. Right advice is, aapka bachcha kitna happy hai during the meal time. If he's any engagement with the food is fine. Squishing, just feeling the food, trying to take it to the mouth, half of the time it will fall down from his hands. The motor skills are not so developed. This is what the routines, first of all, will help him build, and a predictable time of the day, like breakfast time of the day. He'll know कि nap 1 के बाद, maybe after 2 weeks, he'll realize that this is my time to get food. Slowly he'll understand. And you will see that in a month or so, everything has gotten better. Motor skills have gotten better. Hand, mouth, eye coordination has gotten better. So this is what it does. If things are done in a rhythm,
Yeah.
instead of going back and forth on it, like some days you give breakfast, some days you do lunch,
Yeah.
that might not help the child understand what is going to happen.
Okay. So basically, every day the meal should be provided in the same sequence of events.
Yes, if you want it to become something as a part of
Part
the
of
daily
the
routine.
daily
Huh.
routine.
I mean, one of it is fine. Like you couldn't do the breakfast for whatever reasons. It's okay. You do the lunch. But most of the days, try and stick to a rhythm.
That's interesting. So that basically improves the acceptability of the child also towards the meal, because they know that the meal is coming next. That's nice. That's interesting. Now, a lot of times what happens is parents are concerned that my child is not eating solids, even when they're starting or maybe at 8 months, 9 months. And they feel that they're only having milk and they're not having solids because of that. So how much truth is there in this statement? Like, how much does breast milk impact your solid intake, or even formula for that matter? Because I see a lot of parents, they want to wean off early because they feel that the child is not eating solids. So is that like the right approach?
So it depends on the age of the child. It's very important. For infants, especially under 10 months of age, weaning them off breast milk or formula is not a solution and shouldn't be the way to get more solids into them. That's not the right approach. If you will cut down on the milk, you will notice that basically there is no other food except, so breast milk is the most balanced nutrition. After that comes formula. Solids comes much later. After breast milk, as I said, is the most balanced meal. What happens is you might notice that the child is also not gaining weight if they're not drinking enough milk in a day,
Okay.
especially till 10 months of age. They need to have breast milk is needed for as long as you are ready to feed your child. I mean, it's your choice. But weaning of breast milk at 6 months of age with an intent to increase solids is not the right way. For whatever reasons, if a parent want to wean, that's their personal choice. Coming back to the question, you shouldn't do that. Don't replace milk because of solids. Figure out the time better.
Yeah.
So normally for children between 6 to 8 months of age, we wait for 45 minutes after breast milk and then we give solids to them. But in this case, you will also have to see how long your child's wake window is. If they are close to the nap, you can't give them the meal. So it's a little bit, you have to do some calculations here. And that is how you manage the meal time. With infants, the meal timings are a little complicated because of this. Because they are on more naps, they have smaller wake windows. But don't stop milk because you want to give more solids. That's not the right advice.
Yeah, I remember, like, this reminds me of when we started solids for Kian. He was on the 2, 3, 4 week window at 6 months, and we were giving him solids in the center wala wake window, because the 3-hour wake window. And there were days when he wouldn't nap properly. Like, nap 1 wouldn't be complete, or he would just be tired after it. I would just skip solids that day.
And it's
I'd be
okay.
like, it's okay, I
Yeah.
won't give him.
Absolutely okay.
I mean, why force him to sit at a place when he doesn't want to, and it's just 6 months old, it doesn't
Exactly.
matter.
So it's okay, but for toddlers the entire concept
Yeah,
changes.
yeah.
For toddlers, if you will notice, if you are you're making your infant, you're giving milk as a backup to solids. Suppose the child didn't eat solids,
Yeah.
and you end up giving milk to them immediately, almost immediately,
Huh.
or you think that your child ate less and you gave more milk. That'll become a pattern, and children work on learned pattern. They always figure out patterns. They
Yeah.
don't have memory, they work on patterns. So toddlers, once they understand this pattern, they will always keep falling back to the same pattern. They will start to replace their solids with milk. So you have to be very strategic when it comes to giving milk after you give solids to the child.
Yeah, so this is, I think, a very common problem with toddlers, and that's where most solid rejection
Yes.
problems come in, like I think आधे parents का problem ही ये होता है कि मेरा बच्चा कुछ खाता ही नहीं है,
और 2 लीटर दूध पीता है
2
दिन में।
लीटर दूध पीता है दिन में, अब वो चाहे गाय का दूध हो चाहे ब्रेस्ट मिल्क हो कुछ भी हो, बट कुछ खाता ही नहीं है. So definitely one thing is this pattern that could lead to more solid rejection if this continues. What are some other things that can lead to solid rejection, let's say for like a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old?
Distraction feeding. When they are not aware of what they're eating, they will never be able to understand that this is what hunger feels like, or this is what fullness feels like. If we keep reading a book to our child and feeding them, then, or they're constantly watching a screen and they're eating, then the main character in the meal is not the food, it is the book or the screen. So that takes away the entire focus from the meal.
Yeah.
And yes, there are problems that my child doesn't sit at one place and eat. There's no other way for me to make him sit at on the high chair. Then there are ways to manage it. What happens, what most parents do is, in order to solve one problem, they create a new one, and then you go into a circle of problems. That he wasn't sitting, so I started giving book now, or I started showing him Cocomelon. Now without Cocomelon, he doesn't even open his mouth.
Yeah.
That's a bigger problem to solve, right? Removing Cocomelon from the meal is a way bigger problem to solve than making them sit at one place. So you have to, there are problems, you have to just prioritize them and solve them accordingly, and don't create new ones. Like definitely no more extra dependency during meals. So that distraction is one thing which parents do, and children start to lose interest in meals because they don't know what is their hunger cues, what is their fullness cues. Plus, second is force feeding. When you start to, if the child is sitting, you'll bring your hand from back and somehow feed them. There are a lot of parents I have spoken to, they do this. So because if the child sees the food, they'll not eat. So they feed it from behind. Not judging them. It
Yeah,
just
of
this is what they thought is the best. But this in turn makes the entire mealtime very sour experience for the child. Or making them lie down on their lap and somehow feeding them. Or a lot of parents, they start to hold their children's hand and then feed them because the child keeps trying to grab the spoon or grab the food and they don't want to give it. So forcing the children, or making them laugh so that you can trick them into opening their mouth and you put food
Okay.
in. So all these pushes the child away from the mealtime, and you will see that every day the mealtime keeps getting harder and harder.
So, in your experience of working with so many parents, what do you think are some of the things that lead parents to do this? Like you said, right? They're doing what they know best. No one wants to do something that's harmful for their child, right? So, what are things that kind of push them towards this direction of distraction feeding or force feeding or anything like, any of the gimmicks that you just mentioned?
I think it's incorrect guidance and lack of awareness. It's a mix of both. I also feel that it is a lot of convenience-based parenting. That if it is convenient for me, I'll do it. Even though I know it is wrong, I will still do it and this is human nature.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes even I do, things which are convenient for me, and nothing wrong in that. But if you see that you are falling in the pit of doing that convenience-based parenting every day, and it is a problem for you, then that's your cue to change things. And also, when I said lack of awareness, it's because we choose to be aware of the new trends which are going on, like in life as such, कि Gilby images आ गए या ऐसा कुछ आ गया, but when it comes to starting solids in the right way, we are still at that old age norm कि हम दाल के चावल या दाल के पानी से शुरू करेंगे.
Yeah.
उसमें awareness हम नहीं लाते अपने को. And then when I'm saying incorrect guidance, it is about sometimes our friends, families, relatives, they tell us things which aren't incorrect from their perspective, but they should evolve now. Like 40 साल पहले तो हमारे पास मोबाइल भी नहीं था,
Yeah.
but we have evolved, right? Now
Yeah.
everybody has, our
Yeah.
dadus have, our dadis have. So I think वो भी कहीं ना वो बहुत important और बहुत major role play करता है when parents start to do things which they know it is incorrect, but family hai, you can't go into tu meh every time
Yeah,
with someone in the
yeah.
house. So you're like कि ठीक है चलो मैं यही करती हूँ, and then one thing leads to another and you are at a place where things are just not the way you wanted them to be.
So, Riti, a lot of people today live in a joint family with in-laws or maybe even bigger joint families. So, how do they sort of navigate this? That even if let's not take it to the baby-led weaning level, but even if we talk about just having a positive relationship with food and trying to do things your way, how do you sort of advise such parents?
So I would highly suggest people to first of all make them aware. People before you jump onto an approach or before challenging what they are saying, make them aware. It could be show them, come to my page, show them my videos which I put or the concepts which I share. There are a lot of videos on YouTube. Just search them. It just try and show them. Maybe especially if you would show them an Indian child, because mostly they would feel that baby-led weaning is a foreign concept and people, invest to it. But it's not true. So showing them how, people in India are also following the same approach. And even suppose even if I do wrong, there are people to help me.
Yeah.
So awareness is what you would need. And I understand that not every, grandparent will be... welcoming to that awareness, but this is where we should step up, and especially you should step up with your spouse. Like if both of you are doing it together rather than it, because it can't be you versus them. Both of you want better for the child. Both of you love they love their grandchild, you love your child. So help and make them participate. So if you will keep, maybe sometimes keeping them on the side makes them feel a little that I'm not involved in the child's life. So help them participate, because I've seen this happening in front of me. I have been recommended to mothers from Dadi's circle. Like the Dadi goes to her kitty parties, and that is where she heard about me, and she came and told her daughter-in-law, and that is how the daughter-in-law reached out to me. And there have been multiple instances like this. Then there are times when I worked with parents who both of them are working in this. They were doctors, they were surgeons. It was impossible for them to be present during the meal times, and the nanny pulled off the entire session. So it has happened multiple times over 5 years. What I worked with parents. So it is not impossible. It's just what lacks here is maybe sometimes we don't take enough effort. We also think, okay, चलो start कर देते हैं, देखते हैं क्या होगा. And then एक दिन बच्चा नहीं खाया, so we start getting worried. 2 दिन नहीं खाया, we start getting worried. तीसरे दिन भी नहीं खाया, we are like, अब तो कुछ नहीं होगा, baby-led weaning हटाओ, कुछ नहीं करना है, and we'll just do what others are saying. तो खुद भी aware हो, लोगों को भी aware कराओ, and do it together rather than you versus them. And that should help.
I think a lot of times, even if parents want to do it and they're very convinced of it, constantly hearing from your own family members that ये नहीं खा रहा है या खाएगा नहीं तो पतला रह जाएगा, and those kind of comments that you get, it really impacts you.
Yeah, it does.
And it impacts your entire, like the entire construct that you have in your mind of how you want things to be. You start doubting that. Right? Because we're all doing it for the first time. There's no rule book. We don't know how it's going to turn out. There's no instant gratification here. So that constant nagging also sort of
gets to us.
And we end up like, okay, fine. let's just give them the khichdi, give them the dal ka pani, at least khayega, and I won't have to hear what I'm hearing right now. So when a parent comes to you with this, what do you say?
So a lot of times when this happens, of course, it may be because of the fact that someone else told them something. It could be anybody, relative, chachi or dadi or anybody. But somewhere down the line, I feel वो parents भी थोड़ा unsure होते हैं. उनमें भी वो confidence नहीं है आ पाता. They also तो जब हम वैसे ही unsure होते हैं, उस पे भी if people start commenting on it, we become really demoralized, and then we are like कि नहीं करेंगे, हमसे तो होगा ही नहीं. So which is why I said कि पहले तो you have to be really sure about. Don't do it because the world is doing it, or you see on Instagram कि एक बच्चे को वो एक plate दी खाने की and he finished it.
Yeah.
That's very untrue. और अगर हुआ भी, suppose that बच्चा has actually reached a point where he is able to finish an entire meal, he has gone through a process.
Yeah.
वो process आपने नहीं देखा, आपने बस देखा कि उसको दिया और वो खत्म हो गया, right? So the important thing is कि first you believe in the process, that I can do this, and if you are believing it and someone else comes and tell you कि ये नहीं work out करेगा, this is where shifting your making them also aware comes. और आपने जहाँ से अपनी awareness ली है, उनको भी वहीं से दो कि okay, let's do it together, mummy. Why can't both of us sit and do it together? देखो वो खाएगा, आप ना अपना खाना खाओ, मैं अपना खाना खाती हूँ, he will eat. Let's just give him the space. So which is why I said participate करवाओ उनको.
Yeah.
This will help because you have to live in a family. नहीं तो last होता है डॉक्टर का कार्ड खेलो. If you really want to do it and nothing is working out, say डॉक्टर ने बोला है कि and I wish you have a pro BLW pediatrician which is another problem to solve, but if you have one, you can always
Please tell me one if you know one.
I know one.
Okay, I'll take that contact from you because I haven't found one
Oh,
so
really?
far. Yeah.
Mine is actually, yeah.
That's great. Okay. So, when you mentioned like tell them about it, talk to them about it, and when they westernize the concept, so it reminded me of how I talked to my in-laws and my parents about it. I told them that think about it like 70 years ago. Mothers didn't have the time to make puris for the child. They didn't have the time कि बैठ के अलग से दाल का पानी बना रहे हैं कर रहे हैं. They would just serve food for everyone and the child would just go and eat from everyone's plate. अब वो रोटी भी खा रहा है, fruits भी खा रहा है, finger foods खा रहा है. So what's the difference? How is this a Western concept?
Exactly.
It originated in India, right?
Exactly.
Like it just baffles me that we've come so far from that today it has been termed as a Western concept.
It's just, as I said, convenience-based knowledge.
True.
Nothing
True,
else.
true.
I'll give you an example. My own dadi, like my dadi, my papa, there are 11 brothers and sisters. Like, तो छोटी मोटी community
community होती है, exactly.
अब would you think कि मेरे सबसे बड़े पापा को और मेरे चाचा को सबको दादी ने खाना खिलाया होगा running? Not possible. No. I mean, my papa grew up seeing my my बड़े पापास कि वो लोग खा रहे हैं, वो लोग जैसे करे मैं उनके साथ बैठ के खा लेता हूँ. So again, this might not be possible अभी क्योंकि हाँ 11 बच्चे नहीं हैं, किसी के 2 बच्चे हैं, 3 बच्चे हैं, but the mindset remains the same, right? The children learn,
yeah.
They see and learn.
Yeah.
What they will see, they will learn. In fact, they learn also on हम जैसे सामान पकड़ते. If you will keep, like if you are one of those people who will try to hold like 5 things together in your hand, you will notice your toddler will also do it.
Yes.
Right? Yes. So it's like monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we have to, show it to our children.
Right.
And it all works out. It's just about taking that first step, coming out of your comfort zone a bit, and believing in the process.
That is true. Nice. So I want to take a segue here and ask you a very specific question. I've seen you talk about this a lot on your page, that how you parent your child also impacts meal times, also impacts the relationship with food. So can you talk a little bit about that? How's that related at all?
So I always say that what we talk to our children becomes their inner voice. So if I keep adding a clause or a condition to everything my son does, I am going to use it for any circumstances which comes in a day. Say, for example, if you will not put your shoes over there, no TV for you. or if you will not come to the table right now, we no outside play for you. So what we do is we go to if and not wale. If ye agar ye hoga to ye hoga. So instead of, what we should do rather is, when this happens, then the other thing happens. So it needs to be in a certain way, and you can't compartmentalize your brain कि तुम meal के time ऐसे behave करो and rest of the day you behave it in a different way. It's not possible. How we treat our children during meals, we actually end up treating them in the entire day as well, different eras, whatever it happens, different areas of parenting. That is how we do.
Yeah.
So if we start to threaten them कि नहीं खाओगे तो काला बाबा आ जाएगा, रात में उठा के ले जाएगा, प्ले एरिया से भी हम यही बोल के लाएंगे कि नहीं खाओगे तो मैं चली जाऊंगी और गंदे अंकल आके तुम्हें ले जाएंगे. So it just becomes our innate way of thinking and communicating to our children.
Yeah.
And meal times क्या होता है ना, दिन में 4 से 5 बार अगर आपको कोई काम करना है, and all you're doing is coaxing your child into doing it, bribing them or rewarding them, वही आपकी default parenting भी बन जाती है फिर. And you will not realize. It just happens very organically with you. So, this is how you parent your child through the day is also impacts how your meal time goes, how you talk to your child. Especially when you see that your child is at a stage 2.5-3 साल पे, when your words really matter. It has nothing to do with food that time. It is only and only about power struggle. It is only and only about मैं क्यों आपकी बात सुनूं, आप मेरी बात सुनो. Right? And then all the responses stem from the fact that मम्मा ये करती है, तो जब तक मम्मा मुझे डांटेगी नहीं, मैं नहीं करूँगा ये.
Right. Yeah. So you're not against them, you're with them.
Yes.
Yeah. So is there anything that you have unlearned about feeding or food after you became a parent as compared to, or even after you became a nutritionist?
Yes. My emotions from during the meal times. If I start a meal with some expectation in my mind that my son should eat 2 rotis, then I start 2 things to make sure that he eats 2 rotis. And then the meal goes down the wrong lane. I start being anxious, and then I start to pressure him. I will start to bribe him or reward him or coerce him. I will do things because I am anxious. But when I'm satisfied, I'll not do things. Right? So, of course, it stems from the expectation part.
Yeah.
So, decoupling your emotions from your child's intake is very important. Of course, not possible for all of us to do it. We all are not same. But maybe consciously, if we start to think about it, we might be able to do. It's okay to keep a cap sometime that he should be at least eating 30%. But that is also a problem. 30% of your expectation, if suppose breakfast was bad, you would want the child to eat at least 70% of lunch then. Right?
Yeah.
So it's a catch-22.
Yeah.
You can't really reach a point if you will have expectation in the meal.
Wow. I mean, there are so many things that we didn't even know we'll have to think of before we became parents, We just kind of got into it. And now every day there's a new learning about how your emotions, your own mindset impacts your child.
Absolutely. It does.
Yeah.
It does all the time. Half of the meal just fails if you are coming to the table in a very anxious state. It'll just fail. You will not even realize. And why do we think like that? Because we think that if our children skip a meal, they will become nutritionally low. That's not possible. Skipping one meal, skipping a day's meal is not going to impact your child's nutrition. If your child does not eat a single bite, I'm not exaggerating, not the mother's single bite, कि एक bite भी नहीं खाया, then you will say कि 4 bite खाया है. Not like that. It's genuinely not a single bite for constantly 15 days. That is when there might be some problem with the child.
15 days?
Yes. So it's not so easy. Suddenly हम overnight nutrition ना deplete होता है, ना ही आता है. It takes time for our body, right? Our body has reserves. So, अगर 15 दिन भी है, which is also pretty long, honestly.
Yeah.
पर in fact, चलो उसको let me be a little more, 1 week लेते हैं. अगर 1 वीक भी बच्चा कुछ नहीं खाया, you should really go to the doctor. लेकिन उसमें भी क्या होता है, when the child is sick or he was on antibiotics, he might eat very less or he might not eat anything at all. So which is why 15 days is the maximum time you should wait. But if this is the situation कि genuinely एक हफ्ता कुछ नहीं खाया है, go to the doctor.
Go to
It
the
could be
doctor.
multiple problems. Iron deficiency हो सकती है, major teething हो सकती है, stomach bug हो सकता है, could be anything.
Okay. Okay, I did not know that at all. Okay, so let's do some rapid questions now, like one-line answers, okay? Have you ever had a situation where the baby actually eats more than the adult?
Multiple times.
Huh.
Yeah, they polish off their khichdis while the parents are still eating their salads.
Wow, they're lucky parents. So what's one food that you wish parents would stop being scared to offer?
Actually, 2 foods: egg, especially the yolk part, and legumes. Like food, legumes being a food
Yeah,
group: rajma, chole, lobia, chana.
Right, right.
We all think that when our children eat, they might get bloated, but that's not true.
So what is the most unnecessary pressure that moms put on themselves during weaning when they're starting solids?
The expectation of the child eating everything which is served.
What's your no-fail advice for tiffin box comes full crisis?
I would suggest some fruits, easy fruits, say grapes, which do not need a lot of chewing. Maybe rice puffs, they might also help the child. Yes, that's it.
What is a so-called bad food that you think is totally fine in moderation?
Outside food in any form is okay in moderation. When you're traveling, when you're going on restaurants, it's totally fine.
A chubby baby is a healthy baby. True
Absolutely
or false?
not. No. Children, babies come in all shapes, sizes, color. Totally fine.
It's all genes.
Yes.
Baby-led weaning kids eat everything. True or false?
False. Absolutely false. Every child has phases in their lives when they don't eat food, when they become picky, when they show tantrums. It's very normal. It's very developmental. But with baby-led wean children, they know their hunger and fullness cues better than anybody else. They will exactly tell you, I am done, mama, I don't want to eat, even if they're done in half chapati. And or if they're hungry, they will keep asking.
So can you maybe give like a sample meal plan for a 2-year-old, 3-year-old child who, like breakfast, snack, lunch, dinner, such that it's a balanced meal plan throughout the day?
Okay. So I would start the meal, I would start the day with a little protein and carbs.
Okay.
So basically, my aim is always to make sure that a child eats at least 2 to 3 fruits in a day and 2 to 3 vegetables in a day. Everything will be built around this.
Okay.
And protein keeps them fuller for longer. It also it's a highly satiating agent, so it helps them feel in charge of. Also, they will not go into grazing.
Okay.
They will also not fall into that that I'll eat 3 bites now and then I'll go and eat 4 bites somewhere else from someone else's plate. So a complete meal structure, day structure is important. When you have the structure with you, you make sure that every meal has at least one protein element in it. And start the day with a protein and a carb. Say, could be egg, could be omelette, could be a chila, could be cheese toast, something which is little carby and also protein rich.
Okay.
You can pair it with the fruit if you want.
Okay.
But also you have to be a little sure about it that if your child loves fruits and he might not end up eating the main meal, you might have to decouple fruit and the main meal. In this case, you keep snacks for the fruits and dahi. Fruit snacks may fruit, dahi, makhanas. If you batch cook, you can make laddus, different kind of laddus. Stir them up. Don't keep giving besan ka laddu every day.
Yeah.
Sometimes coconut laddu. Just change of taste. Ghar ki namkeen if you have. So snacks are important. They are the bridge between 2 main meals. So don't make it all about snacks, because if your child understands कि मेरा snack मुझे favorite मिलेगा, they might start skipping meals around the snack. So keep them slightly low calorie, but also nutrient dense. एकदम junk भी नहीं देना. Then lunch में I would keep a little more balance. I would keep carb, I would keep fiber, I would like a vegetable, dal, rice, chapati, a salad maybe. If there is, suppose we are giving a stuffed paratha, those days keep a salad on the side so that the fiber is also balanced and there's also some protein with in terms of curd, you can add.
Okay.
You can add paneer sautéed. Then comes again snack, which can also be similar to
Similar to morning.
morning. Can be heavy based on the child's activity. If they have a class coming up, swimming class, football classes, they might need a little more calories to get them through the class. Dinner needs to be definitely a protein-rich food. Because this is the last meal of the day, and they have for the next meal there's 12 hours almost, so I would keep dinner on a slightly heavier side.
Okay.
Proper curry, chapati, if needed some salad on the side, or if you're skipping the salad, I would still keep rice on the side, and dal if he has not had dal in the morning. So just keep in mind that you are trying to serve at least 2 fruits in a day and 2 to 3 vegetables in a day.
Okay. Wow, that's a very nourishing meal plan, even for adults. I mean, I think adults can also eat the same, right? As the
Aaram
child.
se, yeah.
Same food.
Absolutely.
There's no need
You
to.
should eat. How else will your child learn then?
Yeah, true. That is true. Okay, that was fun. I have these chits prepared here. These are basically questions from my followers related to solids. Like, I actually asked my followers to give me some questions.
Lovely. Okay.
So these are legit questions from moms who are facing issues with, feeding their children of different age groups. So we'll pick a few. We don't know what's going to come.
Sure.
And we'll answer. Yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, I need to pick?
Yeah, pick any. I'll pick the next one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
2-year-old wants to roam around and eat. Takes 1 hour to finish her meals. What to do? With a 2-year-old, you need to have very firm boundaries. It's okay for her to sit on a toddler chair. It's okay if you have a booster or a high chair. But the food should never follow the child. Child will always come back to the food. And even if this is happening, suppose she's not ready to sit, but there is food kept on a table and she keeps coming and taking a bite and going, that's also okay, because they do have a lot of energy at that age and it's very hard for them to sit. But in this case, the meal timing needs to be, you need to keep a cap on the duration of the meal.
Yeah.
Else it'll go on for hours, which the mother just said, that
Which
goes
is
for
happening.
an hour.
Yeah.
In this case, you'll have to end the meal within 20 minutes, even if the child is eating. You have to end the meal in 20 minutes and you have to communicate that our meal time is done. You can use a timer if you want, an alarm clock or a sand clock, that when the alarm rings, I'll have to remove the food. And even if they're eating, you have to remove it, so that they understand that they can't take hours to finish a meal. And it's okay to stand and eat. It's okay to sit down and eat. But if they'll roam,
There needs to be a time limit.
yes, there has to be a time limit.
But if the child is eating on a high chair, then they can take
Yeah, then they
longer.
can continue to eat even for 45 minutes.
Okay. Okay. I'll pick the next one.
Yeah.
What food should we avoid for an 8-month-old baby?
Whole choking hazards. जैसे whole badam, whole cashews, whole blueberries. Choking hazard वाले food नहीं दो. I would also avoid very strong masalas. I would avoid nutmeg a bit. I would avoid poppy seeds a bit. क्योंकि बहुत सारे cultures में poppy seeds का base बनता है gravy का.
Okay.
So I would avoid that for children up to 10 months of age.
Okay.
Not much to avoid, honestly.
Okay.
But just extremely strong flavors, because your child is still learning about spices and everything. Whole foods, क्योंकि we don't want them to choke or for any problems. And poppy seed and nutmeg में problem ये होती है कि they might make the child drowsy a bit.
Oh, okay. All right. So, one more.
2.5-year-old refuses to eat even a little bit of chili. How to get her on family pot with some spicy foods too. Yeah, this is a very common problem actually. So start with pepper a bit. Jumping onto chilies is not the solution. Just a bit of pepper in every meal.
Okay.
And it's okay for the child to drink a few sips of water after 2-3 bites. That's okay. And maybe once the child is a little better with pepper, then you can move on to green chilies without the seeds. So you can just slit the green chili from the center, remove the seeds, and just the skin part of the green chili, which has lesser spice, because most of the spice is in the seeds. And red chili to आराम से करो, मतलब 4-5 साल में भी the child accepts.
This is a problem with Kian also. He sees pepper in food and he's like, I'm not going to eat it.
नहीं तो पेपर को you can ground easily
हाँ,
for flavor.
but then he'll eat it, but then वो कभी-कभी it's coarsely ground ना, so he
Okay.
can see it like no pepper. If he sees me cooking anything, he'll be like, don't put pepper in it. I'm like, okay, I won't put
But I
pepper.
think it's okay to tell him that I am going to put a little bit of pepper in it. It might not be too spicy. If you feel spicy, then you can have some water after it.
Yeah.
But I am going to add it.
Huh, I do that. I mean, I try to add it in a way that he can't see it. Maybe I shouldn't do that, but that's how I'm doing
Because
it right
the
now.
flavor is important in this case rather than the visual.
Yeah, it's about the flavor. So I do add it sometimes where it's needed. And I'm like, you won't get to know, it's fine. And he tells me, oh, pata nahi chala. I'm like, okay, pata nahi chala to achhi baat hai. Okay. So now, Riddhi, before we end this, I want to do something fun with you. So let's do like a role play. I am, let's say, a 2.5-year-old. And you have given me some food. And I'm having a tantrum because you gave me a toast, which I love, but you cut it in squares instead of triangles. So how would you handle that? Okay, so we have to like role play. I'll start first,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
you jump in as if you're like my mom.
Okay.
Okay. So you give this to me.
Okay.
No, I like you've given
Okay.
it. You've given it to me. So I'm like, nahi khana.
It's very funny when kids do that.
I know, it's funny.
I also love when Advait throws a tantrum like this, but yeah, go on, yeah.
Nahi khana.
Okay.
Triangle though.
पर मम्मा ने तो स्क्वायर काट दिया.
Nahi khana.
Okay, so you know what we can do? Maybe these squares are baby triangles. Okay, do you want to eat bread with 4 sides or 3 sides?
3 sides.
Okay, so what we can do is we can take a small knife and mama is going to cut the squares from the center and make them triangle.
नहीं फिर से बनाओ.
I don't have any more bread at home.
नहीं खाना.
It's your wish. Absolutely okay if you don't want to eat. But I can make them triangles. Do you want me to try?
I'll do it.
Okay, we can do that. Here's a knife. Can you cut it like that? Diagonally?
नहीं हो रहा.
Okay, can I help?
Yes.
See? They are baby triangles.
Are toddlers this kind though? I was kind to you.
They're not this kind. थोड़ा और चिल्लाते. But if we do that, if we make a triangle, then
Yeah.
शायद शांत हो जाएंगे.
Hmm.
But we also have to tell them कि next time say let us decide before I cut the bread that which shape you want. Or involve them in cutting it.
Yeah.
तो अगर उनसे गलत कटा they'll be okay. But if you do this, they'll bring the...
Yeah,
So
true.
I think a lot of thinking on the feet comes in this situation. कि, so first of all, the moment your child says कि नहीं खाना, you have to be okay with the fact. Don't, हम उसी टाइम सॉल्व करने देते. अच्छा नहीं खाना, चलो मैं दूसरा देती हूँ.
हाँ.
So it's okay. Tell them it's okay. You don't want to eat, no problem. That's okay. And then you come on to the solution. I know you wanted, but I have triangles today. I've cut squares today, and I don't have any more bread. Do you want me? So always and always, whenever you are questioning something in them, always end up with a solution for them. So whenever we tell them you cannot do this, always back it up with what you can do for them.
Okay.
तो जैसे बोलते हैं ना कि you cannot have plain rice क्योंकि दाल राइस है. You cannot have plain rice, but I can give you dal rice.
Okay.
This is how you frame a sentence with toddlers. क्योंकि अगर else if you'll say you cannot have plain rice, then they'll start demanding something else.
Yeah.
कि
अच्छा
ठीक
ठीक है,
हाँ,
बनाना
कुछ और
दे
दे
दो.
दो,
हाँ, हाँ.
So you give them an option. ये नहीं मिलेगा पर ये मिल जाएगा और यही मिलेगा. There's no other option.
So thank you, Riddhi, for being here. It was a lot of fun having you. I learned so much today, genuinely, and I learned so much about you. You know, I've seen your page on Instagram for so long, but I actually never knew this side of you.
Likewise.
So it was really nice. Now we're ending this, but I want to end this on like a positive note and like with a little bit of heart. So let's complete the sentence one by one. As a mom, I'm still learning to
Not react at every situation.
For me, it would be still learning to trust my child's appetite.
Okay.
I do get hyped up when he
Eats
eat
less.
lesser than how much he usually eats. Not when he's rejecting, I know he'll reject. But when everything's going fine and then he suddenly stops eating, I'm like, what's happening? And I get all anxious. So yeah, I'm still working on that. Now I would like to end each episode here with the segment I like to call the mom pause, where basically the idea is that moms don't really pause. We don't take a break. We don't even sit for 2 minutes in one place,
True.
right? We're always doing something, our job, our child, our house. There's always something or the
Absolutely.
other going on. So if you've listened to us for whatever, 1 hour, you can take out 2 more minutes for yourself. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna play some music. We're gonna take one like a positive affirmation kind of a line, and we're gonna keep that in our minds, and we're just gonna close our eyes and listen to the music and just be for 2 minutes.
Okay.
And it's not just for me and Riddhi, it's for all of you who's watching, who's hearing, whatever you're doing, folding laundry, having coffee, putting your child to sleep, just take those extra 2 minutes for yourself today. All right. So, the affirmation for today is I don't need to fix every bite, I just need to trust and be present.
Yes. Yes. Very positive.
Yes. So I just need to trust and be present. I'm going to play the music, and with as the music ends, we'll end the episode as well.
Absolutely.